with episode number 96 for this podcast, the Social Worker Coach. And like I said, I definitely want to welcome you here. And of course, I didn't even realize that it was episode number 96, actually. I'm like, I'm almost to 100, so this is awesome. So, like I said, definitely, I've been enjoying this journey, I guess, so far. Like I said, definitely. Um, I just been enjoying the journey so far. I guess I put it that way, and just learning about the podcasting, learning about, of course, more about live video, using YouTube and all those type of things as well. Because I record my podcast usually on, of course, Spotify, of course, the podcast Spotify, Anchor, aka Spotify podcast, um, Spotify for podcasters. Then, of course, I'm recording it video wise on YouTube as well on my page on YouTube, which is Tonetta Clay, and I will include that link in the show notes just to let you all know. So, like I said, I've been just like I said, definitely enjoying the journey. Figuring out what's what I really want to do with this podcast, where I really want to go. I have 1,000 ideas. Like I said, I definitely have to. I'm still narrowing it down, just playing with things and see how things go and see how things turn out. That's all I can do at this point. I know being a social worker, of course, I am a certified life coach as well, but I'm a social worker too. Been in the field now 24 plus years. And like I said, just knowing that I have that background and of course my own personal story background, which I'll get more into that anyway because I'm going to start sharing more of my story and my lessons that I've learned on here with you all as well. But of course, I have my creativity too. A lot of you all, well, some of you all may or may not know, may or may not have researched me online. But your girl, I've been baking for a long time. Been baking since I was in my late teens, like about 19, 20ish years old when I first started on my own in my own place. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, this is something that I've been doing for years. And so, like I said, this is something that I'll be talking about in this podcast, well, this episode as well. But like I said, definitely, I didn't even mention that this episode is all about healing, which I forgot to mention that to y'all, but this is all about healing, y'all. Healing from the inside out. I guess I put it that way as well. And if y'all on YouTube, you can see that I have a brace on my arm. So of course this is healing too. I have tendonitis is what I was told that it's called. I guess I put it that way as well. I was in the pool. I don't know if it came from. It's probably a combination of things. In the pool, trying to turn myself backwards with my arms twisted and forward, trying to teach myself how to float and all this kind of stuff. And of course, I was lifting weights during that week as well. And then of course, I slammed my hand on the bed one of those days. It hit my hand on my phone. I don't know what was the cause. It's probably all those things. I think that was like within like the 2, 3, like 1 or 2 days, all that happened, and I'm sure that's probably all of it combined in one has hurt my hand. So I got my little not cast, but my little brace thing on my hand that I've been having on for about a week and a half now, actually. So, got this on my birthday, actually. But like I said, definitely a week and a half now. But like I said, this episode is all about the healing, not just this, but of course this, mind, body, and soul, everything. I guess I put it that way. Because of course, a lot of you all may have listened to some of the past daily vlogs or some of my past episodes, or even check me out on YouTube. And like I said, definitely I've been sharing since 2017 on video, YouTube. Well, I don't know if I had YouTube channel back then. I think I started my YouTube channel in 2018. I don't know, somewhere like that, y'all. I think it was 2018. I don't think I started in 2017 when I started doing live video, but like I said, definitely just been going on this journey. And like I said, I have the YouTube, the podcast, of course, Facebook, Instagram, all those types of things as well. But like I said, just knowing that everything that I've been doing, of course, has been used somewhere in my healing process. I guess I put it that way. Of course, like I said, the hand is the thumb and the wrist is going to heal. Of course, they said 4 to 6 weeks. So of course, I'm applying heat, applying cold. Was taking some magnesium malate, I think is what it's called, to help relax the muscle, help heal the muscles, anti-inflammatory as well. And like I said, I know that's going to be okay. So like I said, definitely more what this episode 96 is talking about. Of course, healing from, of course, my mind, body, and soul. I guess I put it that way. I know I did some video of podcasts and videos, like probably, was it last year? I think it was last year, talking about, of course, like my health journey, my inner health, as far as like my eating journey and that type of thing. Trying to, of course, rid myself of disease and that kind of thing. Like I said, that's the journey that I'm on at this time as well. I've been on a veggie fruit fast since, what's today? actually since last Wednesday. So it's been just 7 days now. So the first time I did this, it was for 32, 31, 32 days. But that was back in 2016, actually. So, um, but like I said, I'm definitely doing this again because I wasn't too happy with. Of course, of course, with some of y'all may or may not know, but I have diabetes and I have high blood pressure as well. I've been having these diabetes since I was started college. Well, since I got into college, actually my first semester of college. Actually, started getting sick. I wasn't sure what the heck was going on because I had nobody in my family had ever had this. I guess I put it that way as well. So I attributed to the food that I was eating in college because, of course, I hadn't got that kind of food at home. All the waffles and all the eggs and all the bacon and all these awesome fried chickens and all these foods and everything that I wasn't rich foods I wasn't used to eating at home. And like I said, definitely that was an eye opener. And of course, just turned 47 about a week and a half ago too. And like I said, of course been on medication since then. That kind of thing. They played with it and finally got it in order to where I can of course manage. And it wasn't really the medication for me, is because I'm sick and tired of taking that medication. And actually, not just that, but the blood pressure medication as well. I was on more of a back end. I was on more. I'm on two now. Was on more medications back in the day. Let me see. Probably in my 20s, 30s, I was on probably like 3 to 4. I mean, one or two extra medications back in the. Actually, I know it was more too. At certain points in time, I had different medications, and my blood pressure was just uncontrollable, and there was a lot of stress I was going through as well. Was diagnosed with that back when I was, of course, with my husband. That was back when I was married. He's my ex-husband now, but back when I was married, that was in my 20s. Of course, a lot of stress. There was cheating involved. There was all types of stuff going on. I'm trying to manage school, the bills, the house, the relationship, all this type of stuff. And I assume that's where the high blood pressure may have came from. I don't know, but as I've grown and as I've learned different things about me and reading about health and the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, I know that I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress syndrome back when I was in college as well. And I'm pretty sure all this stuff combined with all the stuff through my childhood and all the stuff in my adulthood, I guess up until that point, I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of that stress and probably the high blood pressure came from. Me not able to, of course, to in some ways, I guess, control my the stress level, the anger level, the eating that I was doing and that kind of thing, which I've always been one who, of course, haven't eaten terribly. I guess I put it that way, because I'm not really. I mean, I've had fast food and that kind of thing throughout the years, but I'm not really stuck on it or addicted to it at all. I don't have to have it. I try to cook as many meals as I can at home. The fast food that I've had lately, of course, my birthday, of course, we had went out to this Korean barbecue place. They had like the food that you cook at the table with meats and veggies and all that type of stuff. So that was awesome. So like I said, I'm not really like a McDonald's eater or going to get, I don't know, Wendy's and all this kind of stuff. I've never been like that at all throughout my life. Yes, I've tasted food from those places, but it's nothing that I honestly have to have and that I have to have every day or every week or not even every year actually. So like I said, I'm not that kind of eater, but I've always loved salads and fruits. I've always loved that kind of stuff. So like I said, when it came to the blood pressure, I attribute it to all the things I've done up to that point. I guess I put it that way, back in my mid 20s. And then, of course, the diabetes as well, everything that I've eaten, I guess, up until that point, which I did not know that a lot of the stuff that we had, of course, called soul food and this type of thing was unhealthy. And that I didn't know until that, well, maybe, I guess, back in 2000, what? When did I start researching my health? I started researching my health actually back when I was in my 20s, actually. Late 20s, mid to late 20s, and of course throughout my 30s and now. But I didn't know all the stuff that I knew back then as far as like the holistic, well, I knew some of the stuff like the holistic medicines and how to heal your body and those types of things from disease and all. I had no idea that stuff until like the last several years, actually. Probably the last 6-7 years maybe. With Dr. CB, that's where I started my first fast back in 2016, like I had said previously. And like I said, just learning all these things throughout the years, I had to make sure that I got back on that same kind of train and trail, I guess I put it that way. As far as when I first started my first fast back in 2016, that was in January. I did the whole January. Well, I think it was 31 or 32 days. Now, I don't know if I started on the 1st of January or not, but whatever it was, it went until February. Yes, I put it that way, the first 2 months of the year. And of course, I did rid myself of diabetes, high blood pressure, all those things. I had an A1C that was taken back then as well. I think it was 5.0 or 5.1. I know I have all that information in my chart, and I can share that with y'all at some point. I guess I put it that way. Take my little medical record information off, that kind of thing. But I will definitely share that. Now, when I took those tests, and like I said, definitely that just with the test that I had about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Like I said, I'm just not happy where things are, and that's why I decided to right after my birthday to go ahead and get back on this train as far as me doing my healthy lifestyle. I guess I put it that way as well. So like I said, I'm definitely healing when it comes to the body, and like I said, with the mind and the soul, to me that's kind of combined. All those things are kind of combined. But like I said, with the healing the mind and the soul, like I said, there are some things that of course, I know I've talked about my videos years ago when I started doing videos back, and I know all those videos, or most of them, should be at least on YouTube, talking about my journey, what I've been through in life, abuse, parents' drug addictions, their death, all the things I've seen, gang violence, people shot, killed, died, all this type of stuff going on. Like I said, I've had a crazy upbringing, including my own sexual abuse that happened to me when I was a kid as well. And like I said, I've shared all these things, of course, on YouTube. They're on YouTube. I know I did all the videos on Facebook, but of course, there are most of them that I can get off of Facebook. I put them all on YouTube. And like I said, you can definitely take that journey back to see what kind of person I am, to see what kind of story I have, to see what's going on. Like I said, I'll definitely share y'all more with y'all about that, of course, on this podcast. I want to make sure, like I said, that I, of course, I keep sharing my story. I guess I put it that way because I know there's people out there who can be helped through my story. I guess I say that. I know that even if it's just one person. And like I said, this is one, like I said, I'm healing from the inside out. And like I said, with sharing my story and for the mental, the emotional, the heart, the mind, that type of thing. Like I said, that's definitely all the traumas and the dramas that I've been through. Me getting on video, getting on the podcast, talking to y'all about my story, that's healing for me. And I know I shared this with my job, with my group in my job yesterday, because that was my word of the day. My word of the day was actually healing, not just the hand, but of course mind, body, and soul as well. And like I said, that was the word that I shared with them yesterday, because our supervisor asked us to, of course, share our word of the day, because she was concerned about how we're doing, because she know a lot of us are going through different things. So she was asking us to share a word that's describing us for either yesterday and or the past week. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, mine was healing, because that's what I'm doing at this time, more intentionally than I had been. I guess I put it that way. Especially when it comes to the food, what's going into my body. Like I said, what I'm, I guess, currently going through, and some of the things I'm currently facing that's coming back up. Like I said, I will definitely talk about that. But like I said, definitely we have to know. And being a certified a social worker for 24 and a half years, and then of course I got my certified life coach certificate. That was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And like I said, knowing the things that I know now that I didn't know back then, that I know that all those things that you go through and that you grow through can definitely affect your health. Your stress level can, of course, create inflammation in the body, and, of course, create disease as well. And like I said, I know that now. I didn't know all that stuff back then, had no idea. But like I said, I definitely know that now. And like I said, just thinking about the things that I've been through and the things that I've grown through and the things that I've still, of course, working on. I guess I put it that way as well. And like I said, definitely those things, like I said, it can mind boggle and depress anybody. I'm sure it can make somebody, probably, because I was at a few times wanting to kill myself and that kind of thing back in the day. Didn't want to be here because of all the stuff that was going on, all the stuff that I was going through, which I know contributed to, of course, still again, the inflammation in my body, and of course the blood pressure that I was having that was uncontrollable back then for several years actually. Blood pressure was probably about 200 over like 110, 115, many a days, many months actually. I put it that way, until I got it on. Until myself, with my eating and all that type of thing, and the doctors with the medication, got it under control to where I can, of course, live and hopefully will not stroke out at all, which I did not, thankfully, but which was good. But like I said, definitely just realizing all those things, like I said, and knowing that I'm still healing from the inside out. Like I said, it's definitely a journey. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint-hearted at all, and it's not for those who don't have any kind of backbone at all either. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, it's just a lot that goes on, and like I know I've talked about on many of the videos that you all see on here, especially on YouTube. You all will see a lot of those videos talking about forgiveness and healing and trauma and all those types of things. And of course, me sharing my story, my journey. You will see I have probably over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I am pretty sure. But like I said, definitely just sharing my story and those types of things. Like I said, that's healing for me. I know some people don't heal that way. I guess I put it that way. I know with me healing through that way, and of course my baking, writing, like I said, doing the videos, and of course all those things, like I said, have helped me heal over these last 47 and in a week and a half. I guess I put it that way because I just turned 47. So Excuse me. So like I said, this is definitely just been a journey. And like I said, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's for those who, of course, who want to do the work, who are willing to do the work to become better people. I know that's what I'm doing. Like I said, I definitely can't tell you how to live your life or that kind of thing. Of course, through these videos, I can, of course, share tips or the things that I've done, the lessons that I've learned. They help me get through different things in life, and hope that you can pick it up along the way if anything stands out to you. If it does, definitely pick it up. If not, don't worry about it. But like I said, definitely just knowing that I'm still healing. And like I said, I know a lot of the traumas and the dramas that I've been through. A lot of things, of course, we think that we've, of course, gotten over, gotten past. And then, of course, here comes another situation coming back up. And then here it comes again, the same situation in a different person, in a different setting, in a different time in your life. And like I said, we're all going to have to go through those things. I know I'm going through those things now. And like I said, knowing that I'm going through those things and knowing that I, of course, still have to produce some type of way that I can, of course, heal on this journey and produce some type of way or create some type of way that I can, of course, still heal and learn and grow and learn the lessons and move on. And like I said, that's something that I've always been able to do throughout my life. I don't know how, because like I said, I didn't have all these skills that I know back in the day, back in my 20s, teens, that kind of thing. I called it soul searching. I had journals back then too. Don't know where the journals are. They were lost in all our transitions and evictions and that kind of thing as I was growing up. So I don't know where the journals are. I'm sure somebody has the journals. I'm sure or maybe they're just in the trash. I don't know. Because like I said, as a kid growing up, my journals were, well, my stuff was lost in I guess in translation with me, with my parents being evicted from place to place or moving from place to place, that type of thing. So I don't know where they are. But like I said, I wish I would have had some type of way to actually keep those journals back then to see how much I've grown. And because I was young back then, right? I guess writing in my journals. I've always loved to write. I make journals and that kind of thing. So like I said, definitely like I said, I just want to do this video. I know I'm not giving a whole lot of information and all that type of thing. But like I said, definitely I would be sharing that with y'all soon. Trust me. Because I know for the month of October, we're actually taking October, November, we're actually going on a trip. So I want to use the month of, actually for the rest of the year, after this month of September, I want to use the rest of the year to, like I said, to have a different theme for the month. I guess I put it that way as well. A different theme when it comes to not just my healing process, but when it comes to my creativity as well, because that's definitely played a part. Like I said before, when I opened up, I've been baking for decades. I guess I put it that way. Back in 19, 20 years old. So I guess that was 26, 27 years ago when I first started baking on my own in my first apartment. And like I said, the baking has definitely helped me heal being in the kitchen. As y'all see on YouTube, y'all may not see it, y'all not going to see it on the podcast because I can't put cooking tutorials on the podcast. So that's something that you have to visually see in the video and see what the process is. And I have a lot of those videos. Not a lot. Well, I do have a lot. I don't know how many, probably about 50. I don't know. I haven't counted. But I do have a lot of those videos, cooking and baking videos on YouTube. And of course, I'll be doing more. So, of course, on the podcast, make sure that y'all, of course, are checking out the link in the description or the show notes to make sure that you all are, of course, connecting to my YouTube channel so that you can see those beautiful, awesome meals that I cook and the awesome, beautiful, sweet desserts that I make as well. It's like I said, that's something that always has relaxed me. It always helps me process, even though I get upset and frustrated sometimes with how my stuff come out. It don't look right. It ain't cute enough. It ain't this. It ain't that. But like I said, through it all, like I said, it definitely has been something that has helped me heal. I guess I put it that way. And actually, you know what? For the month of October, I'm sitting up here thinking now, I'm probably going to use the word healing and make that a whole month of healing actually. And it may not just talk about my story, but of course, different things that's helped me heal, different things that I'm doing, or different things that I'm doing throughout the day, what I'm facing, what I'm going through. I'll definitely share that with y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna have to write that. I don't have my journal up here now, but I'm gonna have to write that down because I'm actually going to use October to talk about healing actually. And like I said, you will get that here on YouTube. You'll get that on the podcast. And like I said, definitely, I probably share I'm going to share it other places as well, like on Facebook, on my YouTube, and the TikTok and stuff like that. I'll definitely share this information out just to let people know what's going on and what I'll be talking about. So like, and just to let you know too. So make sure that you, of course, share this with somebody who may need to hear about healing or may want to hear somebody else's story of healing and how they can, of course, heal from the traumas and the dramas that they've been through and are still going through possibly. So like I said, I'm going to use this month, October, next month, to talk about healing actually. And like I said, I'll use my story, some stories, of course, with the names taken out, confidential, of course. But with and professionally with the jobs I've had, if it applies, I guess I put it that way. If it doesn't apply, I won't share it. But like I said, I definitely will use October to talk about healing, actually. Especially, like I said, with the trip, the journey that we're going on, I'll definitely make sure that I'm doing videos about that too and letting y'all know what's going on, like I said, in my neck of the woods, to share more of me. I guess I put it that way. Because I know and I share me all the time. Well, a lot. I ain't going to say all the time, but a lot. But like I said, I'm trying to get back to sharing more of me, what I'm doing, how I'm healing, what I'm going through. And like I said, in hopes to help somebody else along the way. And of course, making sure that I'm using and letting y'all know how I'm using my baking and the things that I'm doing to, of course, create income for me as well, because it has been over the many decades that I've done it. And of course, it's doing that now here in Arizona where I live now. And then, of course, like I said, just to let you all know how that, like I said, the baking has helped me heal, but also the business sense as far as how it's creating an income for me and how I'm still growing in that income as well and trying to get that income to grow and get my business out there and stuff like that. So like I said, I'll definitely share that journey with y'all. Like I said, I know I haven't a lot on this podcast, but at YouTube you all can see them videos. I have shared that since 2000. I want to say I created my channel in 2018. YouTube channel. If not, go back and look. I could be wrong. It could have been 2017. I'm not sure offhand, but like I said, I definitely have all that a lot of the information on there. But like I said, definitely I just want to bring this episode just to give a little bit of an update, even though it wasn't really an update like that. But but I'll bring another episode to y'all, of course, to give y'all more of an update about how the business is going, how things are going, as far as me living here in Arizona and that kind of thing, what kind of things I've been doing. Some of the videos and pictures, of course, I share all that stuff usually on my Facebook and my Instagram page. And then I try to turn them into little TikTok videos and post them over on YouTube and that kind of thing. So you all can see some of that, how I'm living, what's going on, and see my journey. Like I said, there's some out there who can care less about my journey. I know that. I'm fine with that, and I'm fine if y'all scroll on. I'm fine with that too. But for those who, of course, like I said, want to get to know who Tonetta is, and who want to get to know, like I said, the traumas and the dramas that I've been through, because the things I've been through, with the sexual abuse, of course, as a kid, with the parents using drugs, and of course, my environment was full of other drug users and stuff like that as well. With my parents, my dad, of course, beating my mom, domestic violence. I went through that since I was a kid. And I, of course, seen that in the family, friends, and my environment too. Like I said, I've seen a whole lot of different things. Seen, of course, me trying to sell drugs, seen other folks selling drugs, trying to create income coming from a poverty environment. Like I said, I have a lot of background that, of course, like I said, a lot of folks can probably pick up on something in that background, I guess I put it that way, that may help them through their healing journey. I guess I'd say that. So like I said, I definitely hope that you all will join me. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, if you know of anybody that wants to, of course, hear a story like this, or to hear some lessons about healing or that kind of thing, like I said, October is going to be all about healing. Because I just found out, I'll say this, but I just found out last week that there's something called Vlogmas. I had no idea what the hell it was until I I was on YouTube looking at something, and somebody was talking about Vlogmas, Vlogmas. And it's like the whole month of December for those on YouTube. They'll spend every single day doing a video talking about something. I guess I put it that way, whether it's business related, Christmas related, I don't know, holiday related, whatever it is. And like I said, I'm like, this is awesome. I had never even heard of that word before, been on YouTube for several years. Even though my page isn't growing as much as I would like it, but it's okay. I do get subscribers, at least one a week, I guess I put it that way, it seems like, or at least one a month. But like I said, definitely, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to take that idea and use it towards everything else that I'm doing. I guess I put it that way as well. And that means that, of course, October, I'm going to have a video, a podcast. When I go on my trip, I won't actually have Wi-Fi. So I'm going to have to see how I can do that, actually. We'll see about that, y'all, because I'll have to see how I'm going to be able to use my I guess to shoot the video. We'll see. I'm sure I can figure that out. I have data on my phone, so I'll figure that out. I know we'll be at sea on a cruise and stuff like that, so I'm not sure how that actually works. I guess I need to find that out actually before I say I can do it every day. But if not, I'll make sure that I record as much as I can, take as many pictures as I can, and then of course share that stuff when I get back here. I guess that's the only way I can probably do that, I'm sure. Besides us paying for Wi-Fi, which I'm not really willing to, of course, pay for Wi-Fi like that every day because it's kind of expensive on these cruises. So like I said, definitely I just want to give y'all a little bit of an update. Like I said, of what's going on in my neck of the woods, and hopefully you all can pick up something from this video. this podcast number 96. Like I said, I'm so excited because I had no idea I was almost to 100 until right before I logged on. I went back to look and see like where my last episode was. I'm like, I'm at 96. I'm like, oh my god, had no idea it's been 100 episodes. I actually started doing this podcast intentionally. Um, was it July last year, 2022, or was it 2021? Now, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look because I forget. I think it may have been 2022. It may have been last year. I'm gonna have to go back and look, y'all, because I have no idea. Lord, now I'm trying to think myself because I don't. I have the podcast is recording, so I can't just go back and look. But once I get off here, I'll definitely go back and look, and I'll let y'all know in the next episode when I do my daily vlog what's going on with the when I started this podcast and where I'm at now. Because like I said, I'm at episode 96, so of course when I get to 100, I don't know what I'll do. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know yet, but like I said, definitely if you have ideas, let me know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my butt off here so I can do some more episodes. So I can finish working, getting into what I was doing before I got on here. Um, I was trying to take this break and do this. So like I guess from work and do this episode. So like I said, definitely. I guess I'll see y'all in the next episode. I guess I put it that way. So like I said, your girl, like I said, you'll see a lot more of me and hear a lot more of me in October, November, and December. Actually, probably for the rest of this doggone my time on podcast and YouTube, you'll definitely see a lot more and hear a lot more. And like I said, I'm going to get back into my teaching as well. It all won't be about, of course, life coaching, that kind of thing at all. Because I know, of course, like I said, I'm a social worker, so I have a lot of things that I'm not just facing in the professional sense, but of course that my clients go through in a professional sense when it comes to caregiving and stuff like that for our loved ones and the stress and that type of thing. Because that's what I facilitate. I facilitate support groups for caregivers, and of course I do, of course, case management calls and that type of thing as well for clients calling in for issues and help needing assistance, needing resources. I do all those types of things. And like I said, I definitely want to start sharing some of that because I know, and that's probably going to be in some of my healing, actually, my healing videos, and probably like I said, like the rest of the videos until I get tired of doing the podcast. Like I said, I'll definitely start sharing some of that information because I know there's other caregivers out there who need some information, who need some to know that they're not alone, who need some resources and that type of thing, and I will definitely share that too. And like I said, definitely y'all will be hearing some of the stuff about, of course, like I said, my business, my cookie business, Cookies and Ish, which is here located here in Arizona. Like I said, you'll definitely hear some of that, and also get some information about tips about business as I go through, as I learn, because I know there's a lot of folks out there. This is my side hustle, baking cookies, and not just cookies and ish, of course, cupcakes and that kind of thing too. So like I said, definitely I know some folks out there trying to create a side hustle. Like I am a social worker working full time, still trying to do something on the side because I want to eventually transition into that particular business. So like I said, definitely I'll be sharing some of the tips and the strategies I'm using to help me grow in business and to help me, of course, get my business out there and that type of thing, which I don't think I've done much of that in the past at all. I think I may have did a few videos in the past on Facebook, but that's really about it. It wasn't a lot, but like I said, I'll definitely start sharing more of that with y'all, just to let y'all know. So that's where I'm at on episode number 96. I guess I put it that way. So with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here. So take care, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Make sure that y'all, of course, like I said, checking out the link that I'll share in the description of the podcast and, of course, on YouTube as well. Make sure that y'all, of course, subscribing to both my YouTube channel, Tonetta Clay, and, of course, the podcast over on Spotify, The Social Worker Coach. Make sure that you, of course, like I said, subscribing to that. And, of course, make sure that you're sharing this out with your communities and letting people know that I exist, that I'm here, and that I'm, of course, be starting to share my story just in case it may put off a light bulb in somebody else's head where they can, of course, receive some healing or receive some business tips or receive some information about caregiving. Like I said, definitely share that with them. So like I said, with that, y'all. Oh, and also make sure that y'all put in the comments where y'all tuning in from, who you are, where you're tuning in from, because I don't see that on my in my comments. It don't really tell me where you all are tuning in from and that kind of thing. Let me know because I definitely want to know. I'm here in Arizona, so like I said, let me know where y'all tuning in from. So with that, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out, y'all. This your girl Tonetta with the Social Worker Coach podcast. And like I said, at some point that name may change. We'll see. I may just keep it the same. I don't know. But it may change at some point. But with that, y'all, take care. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace out.